Alright boys, what's good, man? Appreciate you tuning back into another one, man. This one's don't self-destruct. Why it feels easier to destroy yourself as a man than it does to build as a man, right? It's like society just wants men to destroy themselves easier, easily, should I say. You gotta think of it as this way, right? It's like, what's the plan to destroy men that want to be a bit stronger in life? Whether it's more masculine, have more finances in their pocket. It's like there's always something that slows man down, right? I learned life comes with adversity because that's just God challenging a man that says he wants to do better and be better, right? So adversity, right? But there's adversity from God and there's just straight up challenges that a man faces in society, right? Like, for example, if you want any kind of life for yourself as a man, you got to have some finances, right? To buy a bottle of water to quench your thirst is finances. To buy some food, just a piece of bread, a banana, or orange, right? If you're hungry, you got to have money in your pocket. Credit ain't going to work going in the shop and saying, listen, boss, good man I am. That ain't going to work. But if you wanted to beat your dick off and destroy yourself, why is that a free thing that you can do? Do you understand? Even the slightest things you gotta pay for. It's so much easier to destroy yourself as a man than it is to build yourself, right? It feels like there's always a constant lust tugging at a man's energy. Something. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's always something there that's trying to wait to bring a man down. This is where it goes into what I said in the previous video. You got to figure out who it is you really want to be and what you want to do with your life, right? Because at some point you got to reprogram your brain to the point where all that extra shit in your mind, the subconscious programmings that you don't think is there, just has to eradicate. It has to disappear, right? Because it's either you're going to take the time to reprogram yourself consciously and unconsciously, as in while you're awake and while you're asleep, right? You got to do the work. Now, what did Jim Rohn say? It's better to work harder on yourself than you do on your 9 to 5, right? That's like with me, like when I used to go to jobs and stuff like that in construction and whatever I was doing, I used to find it a bit difficult to go out into the main world, man, because I thought my energy was so, like, I'm sensitive to what goes on around me. And that energy, it can knock off my own, it's like my own bubble. I have to keep myself in a bubble, right? When I used to go to jobs outside my house, I used to think to myself, traveling outside, then intermingling with people, then going to the jobs where you don't get respected as much as you want. You gotta check people for the smallest shit. It all affects your energy, man. This is why I had to just isolate myself and focus on my own plans. This is why I say to you, brothers, if you are working right now, stack up your bread, because you need your bread to build up an infrastructure for yourself where you can isolate yourself and work on what it is you want to work on. Now, you got to have some sort of hustle that brings in the money, obviously, right? But if you're tired of working out in the real world, you got to set up something for yourself where you got to just, do you know what? I'm done with this. Maybe I got enough stacks for 2 years to focus on my own plans and make something pop in that time. You got to understand how sensitive your energy really is and how valuable your energy really is, man. You know? Your energy is a beautiful thing, man. And it's the simplest shit that you don't think will trigger you. You know, maybe something happens, now you want to smoke some vape, now you want to smoke a cigarette, some tobacco, maybe you want to smoke some weed, you want to sniff something, maybe you want to watch something online, something you shouldn't be watching, maybe you want to go and see something. It's the simplest things that can trigger a response in you, right? This is why I say it's best to just understand who you are as a man, understand where you want to be and understand who it is you want to be, and do the work on yourself. Isolation is always going to be the best key for a certain type of man. If you're a man that wants to get forward in life, you have to learn to isolate yourself. It ain't got to be forever, but until you understand what it is or understand what direction you want to go in, you got to wrap yourself in a self-contained cocoon, man, and be self-sufficient. Let's just say you want to start a little business and you want to figure this whole internet thing out. You got to have enough resources where you're not stressing about papers every single day. You got to live below your means and just chill off your own energy. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to trip up. You know what I mean? I've made a whole lot of errors in my journey, man. I'm 36. You know, I'm trying to just do things a certain way. Stack up a certain amount of paper. The way I see it, bro, I'm from the UK, right? I don't want to be in the UK for my whole life. So I say to myself, you know what? I'm going to just stack up everything I can stack up for the next 12 months and then evaluate where I'm at. And then my next birthday, I'll do the same thing again. Until I'm 40 years old, my plan is just stack up enough bread. I figured that way I can at least move around in the eastern side of the world, like Asia, where the GPP is stronger than the Asian money. And another thing, bro, is if you live in the UK, right? And let's just say you have 1,500 in UK money, Great British pounds, right? Let's just say you went to go to Vietnam or something like that, right? Vietnamese dong. If you had 1,500 in Great British pounds and you were to travel, let's just say to Vietnam for 6 months, you can get a 90-day visa, right? Now, if you transfer £300 in Great British pounds and you take that to the post office in the UK or a Bureau of Exchange, you get at least 9 million Vietnamese dong. Now, 9 million don't sound a lot, but it is a lot. And then you do £300 again and then £300 again. Now you got what, 27 million pounds. Right? So what you would do is you will stack up your bread and plan. It goes back to my older videos. You got to have a plan and a strategy, right? Now let's just say you got 30-something million Vietnamese dong, right? And then you got a 90-day visa. A 90-day visa is enough to let you experience Vietnam. It's not an escape, it's just enough to let you see what else is out there, to get your mind thinking, okay, it's not all about the US, it's not all about the UK, or wherever you're listening from. You got to understand there's more out there, but you also got to understand you got to isolate yourself and focus on your energy to the point where you need to understand how to build yourself up and stay away from the distractions and the vices. Appreciate you boys listening, man. I dropped a video a couple of days ago, got tremendous views. I didn't think it would do that much, but hey, we're growing slowly, man. Appreciate you boys listening. I'll be right back with another one. Stay tuned in, man. Stay in shape. Peace.